Welcome to Class Outside. Have you ever wanted to take better photos without changing the lighting or the scene? Just remember this triangle. And yes, you can. Each side represents one part of how your camera captures light and turns it into a photo. This side is the aperture, or the pupil, of the lens. It controls how much light can pass through in a given moment. That side is the shutter speed. It controls how long the camera records light. Think of it like staring at a light, where the longer you look, the longer the after image lingers when you look away or blink. In this side is the ISO. ISO controls how sensitive your camera's sensor is to light. When a light is turned on in a dark room, it may feel blinding for a moment, because in the dark, our eyes are much more sensitive to light than during the day. All three sides combine to make an exposure value. This represents the total amount of light captured, and this measures how bright your photo is. You can reach the same brightness with different combinations of aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. So why not just keep the whole triangle perfectly balanced at all times? Well, each setting does more than just control light. Aperture affects depth of field. The wider the aperture, the less you can keep in focus, and the more light is captured. Shutter speed affects motion. The faster the shutter speed, the less movement or motion blur will appear in the light captured. ISO affects image clarity. The higher the ISO, the more light is captured, and the more imperfections in the film or sensor will appear and show as grain or noise in the image. So, depending on the shot that we want, we may need to change the balance of these values. Many modern cameras do have options which will try to balance these automatically. For more control, you can balance these yourself. Let's look at some examples. For a nice bokeh, or background blur, we need a wide aperture. A wide aperture means more light. So we will increase our shutter speed and increase our ISO. This will balance our exposure and increase motion blur and grain from the image. For a crisp action shot, like a bird flying, we will need a small shutter speed. This means less light, so we will decrease our aperture and or increase our ISO. This will reduce our depth of field and increase the graininess of the photo. The exposure triangle gives us three tools that help us change the way our photos look and help us balance our exposure. Look at that. Now, you can take better photos just by adjusting your camera. Please comment below what you thought of this video. Have a great day and thank you for attending Class Outside.